everyone, welcome back to my channel Learn with Deepika. In this video, I'm going to start a new chapter, that is arithmetic progression, one of the most interesting, easy and scoring chapter from your textbook. Here we will discuss important concepts, few formulas and few definitions. That will be the foundation of this chapter. So if you feel this is helpful for you, hit like button and share it out with your friends. So let's start with arithmetic progressions. So this is your chapter name, arithmetic progression. Let's see what's the meaning of arithmetic. Arithmetic is a branch of mathematics which consists of study of numbers. So in this chapter we are going to deal with lots of number, and progression are a group of number which are arranged in a particular manner, right? So this is a progression, and this is also known as sequence. We can call a progression as sequence also, and sequence is a group of number which are arranged in a particular order according to some rule is known as sequence, right? Now let's take an example. 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Can you guess the next term of this sequence? It's very easy. So you can easily guess the next term will be 10, and after that 12, after that 14. The reason behind is because it is following a pattern, or it has some rule into this, and the rule is every time you have to add 2 to this number so that you will get another terms, right? And series means when these numbers are connected by positive or negative sign, this sequence will become series. For example, if you want to convert this sequence into series, you have to write this way: 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus and so on. So this is the meaning of sequence and series. I am going to use these words frequently in my upcoming videos, so you should understand what does it mean. Now the question is, what is arithmetic progression? How can you define that? So AP is a sequence. Here I am going to write a definition. AP is a sequence in which each term is obtained by adding or subtracting a certain quantity. So this is the definition of AP. AP is a sequence in which each term is obtained by adding or subtracting a certain quantity. Let's take an example of AP. If I write 1, 4, 7, 10. See, every time I am adding 3 to the previous number. So this is an AP because I am adding same quantity every time, and this quantity is 3. So this is arithmetic progression. Now I have few group of numbers for you, and we have to identify which of the following are sequence, and after that we will identify which of the sequence are arithmetic progression. So let's start with that. Our first example is 1, 3, 5, 7. See, if there is a pattern in this group of numbers, that means it's a sequence. So you have to try to find pattern in this. Okay, right? The numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7. If you see, every time we are adding 2 to the previous number to get our next term. So yes, it's a sequence, and the rule for arithmetic progression is every time you have to add same quantity. So it's a arithmetic progression because I'm adding 2 in order to obtain a next term. So it's a arithmetic progression. Now let's check out another example. Okay, in this you can observe a pattern. You can easily find the next term in this. Like the next term will be -8. Another term is -10. It's very easy because it's a sequence. Only in case of sequence we are able to find another terms. And here what's the rule? Let's check out whether it's a AP or not. See, if you add minus 2 to this, you will get this term. Again, we are subtracting 2, or you can say I'm adding minus 2. It's one and same thing. So yes, it's also a arithmetic progression. Now, next example is, let's try to find out the pattern first. Here I'm adding plus 3, and then it's minus 2, and then plus 9. Can you observe any pattern in this example? No. Yeah, no pattern is there. That means it cannot be a sequence. And if it is not a sequence, that means that cannot be a arithmetic progression or any other progression, right? Now let's check out this one. You can write this as 1 by 1. Now you can easily find the next term. Next term will be 1 by 5, 1 by 6, 1 by 7. You know, you got the pattern. The pattern is, in denominator we are adding 1. Okay, in denominator we are adding 1. So it's a sequence. Now let's check out whether it's a arithmetic progression or not. Okay, if you see the difference, here I am adding 1 by 2 to this. Sorry, I am subtracting 1 by 2 from 1 in order to get 1 by 2. But if you subtract 1 by 2 from here, you will get 0. So this cannot be arithmetic progression, because you should add or subtract the same quantity. But in this case, if you subtract the same quantity half from this number, the term will be 0. So obviously this cannot be a arithmetic progression. Maybe it's some other progression, but not arithmetic. Okay, we'll come to this part later on. Now let's see this fifth part. Okay, can you see any pattern in this? 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. So every time we are multiplying by 2, then 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16, and 16 into 2, 32, 32 into 2, 64. So this is the pattern. So yes, it's a sequence, but it cannot be arithmetic progression. The reason is, in arithmetic progression we have to add or subtract, but here I am multiplying. So it's a sequence. It can be another progression, but not arithmetic progression. Okay. Now let's try to find out the pattern in this part. Can you write 1 as 1 square, 4 as 2 square, then 3 square, 4 square? I hope you got it. So the next number will be 5 square, next number 6 square. So yes, definitely it's a sequence, but when you will check the difference of these numbers, you will not get same quantity. Like here I am adding 3 and here I am adding 5. So this cannot be a arithmetic progression, right? Now we have to observe pattern in this. 216, 125 and 64. 216 is a cube of 6. This is a cube of 5. It's a cube of 4. That means the next term will be cube of 3. Another term cube of 2. Then another term will be cube of 1. So next terms you can write 27, 8, 1. Okay. So it's a sequence, but this cannot be a arithmetic sequence. The reason is, difference is not same. We are not subtracting same number every time. So it cannot be a arithmetic progression. Okay, let's check out this example. Is it a sequence? Yes, it's a sequence, because I can easily guess what can be the next number. Next number will be 7 and then again 7. So yes, it is a sequence, and the rule is, every time I am adding 0 to this, that means it's a arithmetic progression as well. Okay. Other than arithmetic progression, we have geometric progression as well and harmonic progression also. We will study arithmetic progression in detail, but I'll give you a brief idea of geometric and harmonic progression. This is only for your extra knowledge. Geometric progression means, when you in order to obtain a term, you have to multiply or divide by same quantity. Like in arithmetic progression we were adding and subtracted, but in the case of geometric progression we are multiplying or dividing. So let's see, is there any geometric progression? Yeah, like in this part what are we doing is every time we are multiplying by 2. So it's a sequence, and the sequence is known as geometric progression, right? And any other example of geometric progression? Yes, one more. You can write this one as 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 1. If you multiply every time by 1, you will get 7. So this sequence is both arithmetic and geometric progression, right? Now what is arithmetic progression? What is harmonic progression? The reciprocal of arithmetic progression is harmonic progression. Like if you see, the reciprocal of this sequence will be 1 upon 1, 2 upon 1. You can write as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the reciprocal of this sequence. And when the reciprocal is in arithmetic progression, because every time you are adding 1, it's a arithmetic progression. So when the reciprocal is in arithmetic progression, that means this sequence is in harmonic progression. So that is just for your extra knowledge. You have to focus on arithmetic progression only. So these are the few examples. I hope you got the clear idea of arithmetic progression and sequence. Now we will start with our exercise, and before that I'll give you general idea of arithmetic progression. Now we have a clear idea of AP. Now you need to know what is common difference and first term in arithmetic progression. Here I have taken example of an AP, and this AP is 15, 12, 9, 6, in which every term can be obtained by adding -3 or subtracting 3 to its preceding term. You can check like every time you can say I am adding -3 or subtracting 3. Okay, by subtracting 3 we are getting our further terms, like next term will be 3 and then 0, then -3 and so on. Or in other words, you can say difference between two consecutive terms. These are two consecutive terms of the above sequence is -3. Okay, when we talk about the consecutive term difference, it's always like next term minus previous term. It will be 12 minus 15. So in this case the difference is -3. Next term minus previous term, 9 minus 12, it's -3, or 6 minus 9, -3. So this -3 is known as common difference, which is denoted by small d letter, and first term is denoted by A, whereas the value of D in this case is -3 and value of A is equals to 15. If you know the value of first term and common difference, then you can easily form any AP. Okay, only two things are required. One is first term and another one is common difference. This way you can form an AP. Now the thing is, why I am taking, okay, I am taking here A and D. It's not from by my choice. This is the general form. You have to write any AP in this format only. Now we will study general term of an AP. As I told you, first term will be A, and every time you have to add same number, same common difference will be there, and that common difference was D. So you have to add D. So this will be your second term. Third term will be A plus D plus D, and then A plus D plus D plus D, and so on. So the best way to write this will be A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, and so on. This is the journal way of representation of an arithmetic progression. And this will be our first term, so we'll call it as A1. This is your second term, A2, A3, A4, A5. So we have these 5 terms, okay, and the formula for the nth term means if I ask you what will be the 100th term, there is no need to write the AP till 100th number, you can directly answer it, but you need formula for that, and there is no need to learn formula, you need to understand this concept. After that you can make your own formula for any term. Like the first term A1 can be defined as A plus 0D, right? And the second term as A plus 1D, third term as A plus 2D, fourth term, when I am saying fourth term, 4 minus 1D, 4 minus 1 is 3, okay, when I am saying fifth term, it's 5 minus 1D, okay. So when I'll ask you what will be the 10th term, you will say A plus 10 minus 1D. So this will be A plus 9D. You're getting my point? So every time whenever you have to write any term, if I ask you what will be the 77th term, so A plus 77 minus 1D. 77 minus 1D. So this will be the formula for 77th term. And this is A plus 7060. Got it? Now the question is, what will be the nth term? N can be any natural number, okay? So what will be the nth term? This will be A plus n minus 1D. Do you think there is any need to learn formula? You can make your own formula. If I ask you what will be the 100th term, your answer will be A plus 99D. What will be the qth term? Like here I ask you nth term. If I say what will be the qth term, you can write A plus q minus 1D. It's very simple. What will be the 9th term? A plus 9 minus 1D, that is A plus 8D. So this way you can find any term of the AP. For example, I have taken 15, 12, 9, 6. I was taken this example. If I ask you what will be the 7th term in this, you don't need to write each and every term. You can directly write A7 as A plus 6D. Or if I ask you what will be the 100th term, directly write A plus 99D. You will get your answer. And you know how to find A and D. A is the first term and D is the common difference, which can be found by next term minus previous term, okay. If you will minus this way, like 15 minus 12, then your question will be wrong. So be careful. This will be 12 minus 15. So it's minus 3. So this, by substituting these value, you can find 100th term without finding all the terms. Hope you got it. Okay, so again I am saying it's very important when we will solve question from exercise 5.1, 5.2. This formula is very important. So finally I can conclude. I'm just erasing all that. So here I can conclude our nth term will be A plus n minus 1D. So this is the general term. Now whether your arithmetic progression is increasing or decreasing depends on the value of D. Okay, if D is greater than 0, it means arithmetic progression is increasing, okay, increasing AP. And if D is less than 0, that means it's a decreasing arithmetic progression. And obviously if D is equals to 0, there will be no change. Like example 777 is an arithmetic progression, but it will not increase or decrease. So that's the general term of an arithmetic progression, and the formula from here we got is an is equals to a plus n minus 1d. So this is our first formula, and again I'm telling you that in our class 10 mathematics we have lots of formulas almost from every chapter. So when it comes to formula you start mugging up, and then obviously in exam time you will make a mistake. So here I have explained you how you can form your own formula. For example, what I have done is a4 means 4 minus 1d, a5 is 5 minus 1d. It's very easy. So similarly, if I am asking you an, then you will say a plus n minus 1d.